All right, we got the week of November 22nd through the 28th. Um, it was a fairly chill week. Nothing really that exciting happened. Um, School was pretty normal. We went over Thanksgiving. I went over Thanksgiving with the fourth graders at least, and we made little hand turkeys where you trace your hand and then write what you're thankful for. And I made an example for them to look at because sometimes the English words don't come across the way they don't understand what I'm saying, or they know synonyms for words. Like I told them to make something up, and they were like, and one of them was like, "Oh, invent," and I was like, "Yes, invent something." Invent this backstory, but it's the synonyms, and yes, they mean the same thing in that sense, but they don't know the other word. So I made a hand turkey to show them, and I wrote like 4 things I was thankful for. I was like, family, my friends, my students, my pets, and all of them were copying mine. And I was like, and I told them, I was like, this is what I'm like. I'm thankful for mi familia, mis amigas, amigos, mis estudiantes, mis mascotas. And I was like, mis estudiantes, my students. And they were like, oh, okay. And then they wrote my students on theirs. And I was like, whatever, I don't care. Do what you want. Whatever. They were enjoying it and having fun. One of my classes, one of the little boys wrote my name on his turkey that he was thankful for me. And I was like, oh, well, he spelled it like Caili, I think. And he's like, highly. And I was like, I mean, phonetically in Spanish, yes. That's how. And then I wrote my name out for him. And he was like, oh, okay. And he changed it. And then he signed his art. And then he turns to me and he's like, will you sign it? And I was like, sure. So I signed it. And then one of the other kids who was in that small group wanted me to sign it. And then I took him back to class. And of course, the first little boy is showing everyone that he has my signature. And the teacher's still in the middle of her lesson. She's talking to them, trying to explain this like activity that they're going to do. And all of a sudden, like every student who's already made their hand turkeys comes up to me and is like, la firma, firma, firma. Like, sign it, your signature. And I was like, sorry. So I'm like in the hallway just like signing hand turkeys. It was pretty funny. It's like, wow, I'm basically a celebrity here now. And then Wednesday, I had my meeting with Azara, one of the teachers, and we were talking about our holiday traditions, and spent, the first half in English and then the second half in Spanish, which was really enjoyable. I actually felt like I was able to communicate and use words that I haven't really used a lot recently, but I know, and I feel like I actually was able to communicate. I know a lot of my verb tenses were wrong, but she knew what I was saying, and that was the longest I've spoken in Spanish for a while, like maybe since I've been here. So that was really exciting. I felt like I was like, yes, okay, this is good. Like I feel like, it's only once a week that we're doing this, but it's better than nothing. And I do feel like I'm hearing more. I can understand people a little bit more, understand the conversations. I might not be able to respond, but I can hear them. Oh, and last Sunday, we went to going away dinner for one of the group that we've been hanging out with. One of their friends is moving to the Canary Islands, and yes, he was like, saw him later and was like, and that was the first time I had met Samuel. And she told me later, she's like, yeah, Samuel said you were really cool, but that you're kind of quiet. And I was like, literally in my entire life, nobody has told me that. I've never been told that I'm kind of quiet. It's like, but I have to listen so much to what's happening, and I don't have time to formulate responses and give my input of the conversation or whatever, or ask questions or anything, because I'm just trying to keep up. Like, I'm just trying to pay attention and see what I understand. And just like use it as a learning opportunity to just get that immersion a little bit more. But that was funny. Thursday, poured. It rained so hard. I was soaking wet when I got to school. It did clear up a little bit. It was only drizzling on our walk home, which was nice. But I was like, do I get an umbrella? I was like, nah. Literally in the 2 months that I've been here, this is the first day that I've been caught in the rain. And I dried off fairly quickly because it's still kind of warm. And I brought my rain jacket, and I was, my top half was dry, just my pants were wet. But only the front of them from walking into the rain. But And then Friday, we celebrated Friendsgiving. I was able to find cranberries as dried cranberries, craisins. I looked everywhere. I was searching online. I was like looking up all these like different like questionnaire forums for people who are living in Spain, Americans living in Spain, trying to celebrate Thanksgiving or Christmas and looking for cranberries. And everyone's like, yeah, you can sometimes find them at Lidl. So I walked all the way to Lidl, which is like a 20-minute walk. And of course, it was raining that day. And I found craisins. And a lot of them were saying, you know, you can find them in the freezer section. They're frozen. I was like, all right, so I checked there. Discovered that cranberries and blueberries are called the same thing here. They're arananos, or aranadanas, which I was like, well, maybe the O and the A are, you know, the endings mean different. No, they don't. They're called both. So that was confusing. I was like, you know what? Dried craisins. Worst case scenario, these are €2, and if I mess them up, I mess them up. But they're just dehydrated cranberries, so why don't I just rehydrate them? So I did, and they actually turned out really well. I was kind of surprised, actually, that they worked so well. So if I can't find fresh or frozen cranberries for Christmas, I'll probably do that again. Azara told me she would check in the big supermarket in Cordoba, where she lives, for me this week. So hoping she finds some there, but we'll see. When I was explaining this to her, she was like, I'm not entirely sure she understood that I was like, no, there's a difference between cranberries and blueberries. They're not the same fruit. And she was like little berries that are like black. And I was like, no, they're red. Roja, not negra. So we'll see what happens, but she's checking for me, so that'll be exciting. I found turkey for Friendsgiving, which I was kind of surprised that I did. I found frozen drumsticks and frozen turkey breasts. So I brined all those on Thursday, and then we made them on Friday. And we had turkey, mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, mac and cheese. Maddie always has mac and cheese for Thanksgiving, so we did that for her. We had bread, green beans, stuffing. I'm sure I'm forgetting other things that I made as well. Cranberries. And then Yessie made sopes, which are a Mexican dish that like a thick corn tortilla that you put beans and meat and queso fresco and sour cream on, and they're delicious. I think that was it. And then I made Reese's for dessert because I couldn't find pumpkin. I was going to make a pumpkin cheesecake, but I couldn't find pumpkin. And then I was like, I also don't really want to put that much effort in because I'd have to go buy a springform pan, and I'd have to find enough cream cheese, and because they only come in like the spreadable, like the containers with lids that you take off and you spread them. That's the only way I've seen cream cheese here, which would work. But then I also have to find everything for the crust and for the pumpkin itself, and I was just like, whatever, I'm gonna make Reese's. And Yessie made wine push pears that are quite tasty. Probably make those again because that was yummy. Yeah, we ended up eating outside because we did invite a couple other people. We went to Maddie and Ella's piso, and they have a nice little patio area, but the table wouldn't fit through the door, so we just like laid a blanket out and then put all the couch cushions on the ground and then sheets over those to protect them from spills. And we ate our Thanksgiving dinner outside on the ground. So a little bit not traditional, but it was really fun. Lots of food. Oh my gosh, we had so much food. I have so many leftovers in my fridge. And then Saturday, Yessie and I went back over to help them clean up because we cut it really close to curfew. We left at like 9:40-ish, 9:45, and we have to be home by 10. Otherwise, they start handing out fines. The police are just patrolling, waiting to give people fines. So we went back over on Saturday, and all of us ate more leftovers. And basically a whole nother Thanksgiving meal because there was just so much food. And then we divvied up the leftovers between all of us, and we still have so much food, which means I don't really need to make food for the next, 3 days. And that was Saturday. It was a fairly chill day. I came home and cleaned the kitchen because I made a mess when I was making everything. And then, yeah, it was a really chill day. I didn't do much. But yeah, it was a good weekend. It was a little bit different than usual for Thanksgiving for sure, but we made it work and we had fun, and really glad that we got to enjoy all that. And now I need to do my lesson planning because I haven't yet. I am falling back into my old ways of procrastinating everything until the last minute, like I did with my homework at school. But it's okay. I get my best work done that way, I think. But I only have one class to prepare for today, or this week, because I already know, well, for Monday. I could probably work on my report for, or my plan for my 6th graders too, 5th graders. But I don't have 5th grade until Tuesday, so probably won't do that until Monday night, but that's okay. I have to go to the bank again this week because I forgot my password and I locked myself out of my account. I literally just got it set up like a month ago, not even, barely, just under 4 weeks ago. And I thought I saved my password in my phone and on my computer when I logged in, because it automatically saves it for me. But here you have to put your username and your ID number, which is my passport number, and a password. And my computer saved my ID number, my passport number, as my password, so I can't get into my account. So go back to the bank again. They're going to know me by name there before long and be like, hi, I'm back again with another problem because I didn't write down my password. Because I need to pay rent for December. So, yay. I love being an adult in a foreign country. Sim is hopefully coming December 8th. Her visa has been, a status has been updated to resuelto, which means resolved. So that means she should hopefully be able to leave. We're hoping that they send it Monday or Tuesday. We figured with a long holiday weekend that nothing would happen. Also just the weekend. Also, they're just slow. But she's planning on leaving December 8th, assuming her visa is here by then. She's not going to buy a ticket until the tracking number for the visa coming back to her in the mail is updated to saying it's been sent. Just to be 100% sure, it should only take 2 days max, but probably only 1 to get back to her. But we'll see. So, but it's exciting because there's actually like a tentative date now. It's not just like, I don't know, at some point soon. So, very excited for her to get here. It's kind of nice living alone, but I'm also bored. I just like talking to people and hanging out. I used to keep watching movies at night because I don't know what else to do. I've watched a lot of the Christmas movies on Netflix already because it's that time of year already. What else am I going to do when everyone who I want to talk to is asleep because it's early in the morning? But anyways, that's that for this week. Enjoy. I'm excited for this coming week. It should be good. I'm hoping they turn on the Christmas lights starting in December, which is in like 2 days. And also they are building an entire replica of probably the town of Bethlehem would be my guess in the plaza. So there's like, I mean, they like laid out plastic and are like brick and mortaring walls, and there's like pre-made buildings that are up, and they have cages out like ready for animals, and they say there's like signs on them that say por favor no molestar a los animales, like please don't molest the animals, don't bother them in their cages. So I'm curious to see what's gonna go in there. I don't know if it's gonna be like a petting zoo type thing or like the manger with sheep and donkeys and a cow. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm excited. We're gonna see what happens. So I'm hoping that is this week because all these decorations have been up since like mid-October. I'm like, okay, let's turn them on. Let's get in the Christmas spirit. Oh, I also got Papa John and Grandma Jeannie. Oops, upside down. Sent me a little Rudolph ornament in the mail. So I went to the post office for the second time, I guess. And that was exciting. Another different type of thing here. And I think I might go find a mini Christmas tree. Because there's a place called Corte Inglés, which is it's a really big department store, essentially. In some of the bigger cities, they have like one level is a grocery store, one level is sports and outdoor equipment, one level is clothing, one level is, all these different things, house goods or whatever. So these huge stores. From what I can tell, they're pretty much equivalent to like Macy's in New York, where it's like a big, humongous thing, and they put up like big decorations for Christmas every year. But the only one in Lucena is an outlet, and it's more like a TJ Maxx or a Ross, where they just send all leftover things that didn't sell, so you can buy them at a discounted rate here, which is great. Like, let's save some money. But I was in there last week just to go in and see, and they had little tiny Christmas trees that were only like that big, a couple feet, and they were like €10. So probably gonna go get one just to have a little something to have some holiday cheer. So that's the plan for this week. Bake and go find a Christmas tree to put my ornament on. Maybe I'll find some lights too. Keep holding it upside down. But anyways, that's that for this week, for real this time. Thanksgiving is tomorrow, obviously. And we're gonna celebrate on Friday, but I'm starting to gather ingredients. That's just yogurt to eat, but the rest of it, I got some pans, I got some things, also more coffee, stuff for stuffing. But the one thing I could not find anywhere, I've checked like 5 stores, actually only like 3, but all the big stores, is cranberries. So I found these today, like craisins, which are just dehydrated. So I'm gonna see if I can rehydrate them. Worst case scenario, I wasted €2. We're gonna see how this goes. All right, we have some success. We have nice cooked down cranberries, craisins, whatever. I added some apples to make it more of an applesauce, a cranberry applesauce, which is what I usually do for Thanksgiving anyways. I added some cinnamon, added a little sugar, and then I added a little too much sugar, so I added some orange and some orange zest to cut that sweetness a little bit with some of that citrusy flavor. And they're quite tasty, and I will do that again, probably next year, and maybe for Christmas. But success. Good to know that blueberries and cranberries are called the same things here, which is not actually helpful. Because I was Googling all these different places, and I asked a couple of people, and I was like, do you have, are there cranberries here at Ranadanos? Because that's what I Googled, and that's what it came up. And then everyone was like, yeah, we have those. And I was like, great, okay. So I went to the grocery store, and I checked. I didn't see them at one of those stores, and I was Googling today, and I was like, okay, where can I find these? And so I was like, oh, they have them at Lidl. I was like, great. So I walked to Lidl, 20-minute walk. And they said they're in the freezer section with the other forest fruits, and I was like, great, okay. They're blueberries. They're frozen blueberries. I thought maybe Aranadanos were blueberries and Aranadanas were cranberries, but that for sure is an O, Aranadanos, and these are for sure craisins and dried cranberries. So, whatever. It worked out, but be warned if you're ever looking for cranberries in Spain. They are the same thing, named the same thing as blueberries. Just look at the color, I guess. In case you were wondering how I make coffee, because I don't have a coffee pot, and I wasn't about to buy one. Also, everything here is Nespresso, and like Nespresso pods, and I just felt like a lot of things that I didn't want to get. So I have a mug, and I have a funnel, and I bought coffee filters, so I just dumped some coffee in there, and this is, I think, my 4th bag of coffee already, so going through it quick, and then I just pour some hot water over the top. It's basically a pour over this way. It works. Steeps nice and slow. Have delicious coffee. Works out well.